Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. I'm President today we're back with some more epic auto towers. Yes, we are. I'm bored, I am wide awake, and it is late. Well, I'd say it's early in the morning at this point, where I need to kind of like actually go to sleep. I can't. So this is what we shall do. This is what we shall do. We're going on the Divine Intervention route this time round, and we're going to see if we can complete this. Last time we did it with the milk stuff. We're going to try it with the milk stuff again and hopefully have a repeat of the same start, really. I will avoid taking this, but I'll put this down. Just see I got something at the front there. Yeah. Get one reroll in. Still no milk token, which is kind of disappointing, but I'll hold on to my cash. But yeah. How are we all doing? Me, myself, and I are doing relatively well, to be honest. Me cat. Oh, there's a cat. There we go. So put the milk on the cat, we put the cat on the cat, and then we're done. We'll buy this and then pass. We're going to heavily invest in the kitty cat again. We're just going to try and get this one done as well. And then hopefully we'll be all good. And then we can just repeat the process consistently over and over again. I'm going to put another milk tower down if we can get that. Get the beef up as well, because having that up nice and high is also good. You're kind of mainly chilling. Time off and that, bank holidays has been kind of nice, and yeah, it has been kind of nice. Ooh, would love to have picked that up, but I won't. Would have got it nice and early. We could have benefited from these. That's the other thing as well with the milk towers, is I kind of think to myself, like, should I have put the cat toad on the milk tower for the big cow later, or yeah. I'm just going to take the money here. The extra money in the next few levels will be more beneficial. Up the thief. But yeah. Also, kind of been messing around with a bit of games design and level designing and stuff like that. Not level designing, but like yeah. Poor choice of words, that. Kind of like, battle design, I guess we'll call it, and messing around with that sort of stuff. Yeah, I'm going to start trying to get this one up as well, because we get a coffee or something, we can put it there. Getting very annoyed that we're not getting anything else for the cat, though. I'm a big believer that, I probably mentioned in other videos because it's kind of been recently on my mind quite a lot. That I'm a big status ailment player. Right, I love putting status ailments on things and watching the counter kind of tick down. If you've seen some of my spell rogue, see, this is why it's late in the evening, late at night, and I'm still like concentrating. Or early morning. But yeah, with the spell rogue, I kind of tend to try and force poison builds, as well as other builds as well, that kind of have this sort of scaling aspect to them. Whether it's for good or bad, it kind of makes a difference, but it's kind of where my brain ends up getting focused in, I guess, in a negative fashion, you could say. Like, it's not a positive fashion, like I kind of like will tunnel vision onto it, if anything else. Ooh, could go for that, but no. Getting the cat now doesn't actually do anything. I'm kind of just waiting on like a decent 5-drop. That would have been good, which we didn't really get either, so... eh. What have we got? 269, 70, 71, 75, 16, and then maybe we survive. I'm going to put this down there. It gives everything at least like +1/+1, so it's an extra 6 damage, plus the damage it does here as well. Oh, the cat survives the hit. Temporary buffs are pointless, less than 5 towers. Now we'll take the annoyance. Put that there. We're going to put the cow down. Put the cow down at the front or the back? Actually, well, the princess. The princess could be a good idea. But no, cow? No, actually, no. No. Build a tower. Really feed into this cat. Hope we get 2 removal tokens and we can focus on those. They're kind of removal tokens. I'll take them. Get rid of that. We'll sell that as well because we don't want it. And then I guess we'll start looking to buff this one up. No, because we could get the one thing I actually want. But I'll stop investing in more milks. Coffee, there we go. Coffee is the main plan. And then if we do get a cow, we get a cow now. So. You know. We can focus on other stuff also. Create the biggest, fattest cat you've ever seen. Don't want any of that. Where was I? Yeah, so I kind of like messing around with like damage over time effects, and I've been kind of really thinking on in games design how I feel about like the current effects we get given that kind of don't really satisfy the itch I have when it comes to DOTs. You know? And that's not a touch of death, by the way. Just for the fighting game aficionados out there. Your classic dot effects and stuff like that. I've kind of said it before in the past, where it's just like the frustration on it is kind of most of them either do one of two things, or either have minimal impact at best, or can take, like, they don't really have any other benefit than just the damage that they do, so it takes time for setup, which means there's a lot of delay in them and things like that as well. Or the other side of the coin is they just do too much, and they're normally implied by random chance, and you kind of get a really good idea of what I mean between if you just look at how Pokemon's implemented different status ailments and stuff like that. You got the classic poison, which does a fixed amount of damage per turn, is not really going to kill anything. You got the better poison toxic, which ramps up slightly better, but again, unless you build around it, it's not really very useful. In most cases, it's just there to kind of stall, and if you get into those scenarios where you can kind of essentially just make sure you can secure the win. Normally it's like your last point of call type scenario. After that, then you've got the other side of the fact, which is paralysis. Absolutely most annoying thing in the world. And the main reason for that is, it's just roll a dice and see if you get to do anything for the turn. And it's a really nasty type of way to have a problem, right? Max level cat. We are done on that front. Now we're just rolling for like extra builder towers, I think, more than anything else. Maybe level up these milks and stuff so they can actually gain thing and maybe get a cow. It'd be kind of nice. I mean, the coffee tower's doing all of its stuff, the stuff I want anyway. Could get another cat in, but I don't see the point. We'll level this back milk up first, so at least we get something scaling if we do get it from the thief. That's what we'll go with. There's the rest of the maxed out. We'll always hold to 10, just in case we do get the cow or the extra build towers. And then if you look at Pokemon, you've got a really good one in the middle, which does kind of a mixture of both, where it's not really focused on damage, it's more the status ailment itself, which is important, but it does help kind of chip stuff down as well, which is Burn. It lowers the attack of the opponents as well, and also has other side benefits on top of that. So yeah, you can have a really good mixture of all the different types of status elements you want to apply to things, and it's kind of nice that like one game shows you a good example of that. All the benefits of these are done on a turn base, so because it's all on turn base, it's very easy to manage, but also can have quite a high impact depending on what you make it do, like skipping a turn, for instance, and stuff like that, which is extremely frustrating to deal with sometimes. Yeah, we do that. Put that down as well. Do one more roll. Get the second one on that. So 2 build towers, absolutely brilliant. So these kind of ramping up as well. On max level at 6, it's actually quite useful. And we have this, which I'm not actually going to use at all. Like, none of them on here are actually any useful now. I've already got everything else to the point where I'm happy, so it's kind of like, what do I really want to put there? And I mean, to be honest, the only thing I'm probably going to put there would be like setting up a flower combo, but that's kind of a bit late now anyway, you know? Kind of a shame, but we're going to probably do this without putting anything there at all, in my opinion. I guess I could put a horse here and then maybe other stuff as well. I should have spaced these out. Got like the coffee going as well, but I mean they're the princess in between them both. Coffee there, chest there. Do that. Put up front. The chest and the tower there. So yeah, so as you probably can tell, like I've been messing around with different types of things, and I like having different effects do different things essentially. Focusing on like, okay, one is designed to chip at life totals, but also do this effect as well, kind of thing. And I like essentially double dipping with that, where it's like, okay, it still does everything you're expecting it to, but it has that just little bit of edge where it's you just give that a little bit more if needed, right? Where it's like weakening defense while also doing damage over time. How damage over time works, so like the issue you find with most damage over time effects is you either have a point of which they keep stacking up infinitely and you never actually get to see the damage hit your opponent, which Scorch from Hades 2 was a very good example of that at one point. Now it kind of burns out a little bit faster, but in essence, yeah, you could have some with like 1,000 Scorch and kind of annoying, but not much you can really do about it. Like, they don't take damage any faster, and you have to wait time frame wise, so there is an augment or another boon to pick up for that, which does fix it, which causes them to take a burst damage once he reaches a certain threshold. And that's kind of how, like, Monster Hunter works, where the status ailment gets inflicted once you've applied it enough, and then it does its effect for a certain period of time, which is kind of a unique way of doing it. But again, it means that essentially stuff like standard poison is not very good, because it just doesn't do the damage quick enough, unfortunately. That is pretty much the only downside of it. I mean, I am nitpicking, like, I'm not saying that, either end is anywhere perfect, but yeah, I'm always the fan of, like, take stuff down to the bare minimum and think, okay, what's the whole point of this status effect? What we're there to do? We're meant to, slow speed, reduce damage, make them weaker, focusing on different aspects of what will essentially give you more benefit, essentially comboing with other stuff as well, there was, oh, what was it? My brain is now, I'm not going to think of it anymore. But essentially there was a few games that used to use, like, oil from Final Fantasy. That was quite a good one from Final Fantasy 12 or so. Do they use it in other ones as well? But that made them more vulnerable to fire attacks. And, like, you could have that effect repeatedly keep, reapplying it to make them vulnerable to fire attacks on repeat, which, to be honest, is kind of nice, right? Consistently keeping them vulnerable to fire attacks at all times is kind of a strategy in itself, especially if you've got something that is already weak to fire, and then making them even more vulnerable to fire damage is actually kind of semi-useful. It has that extra side bonus and impact that you can then, like, combo with other things as well, and then you have other stuff for other elements and things like that. Like comboing water-based stuff to, say, freeze your opponent with ice-based stuff afterwards, really introduce sort of different types of magic systems and combos that you can pull off with all sorts of things. Like, water is a very good status ailment kind of element to be able to be using, because it combos in with so many others quite a lot. And I think this is where I'll then throw the hat back at MiHoYo for implementing this in Genshin Impact, where the elements combine by applying an effect and then using a different element to create a combo effect with the two, which is actually just a really good idea. Which in that case, yeah, they did. Weaken defense, gave you more energy to go back up and stuff like that as well. And, cause a burst of damage, which inflicts knockback. Simple things, but I would say there was stuff that you kind of, if you weren't aware of it at the time, you wouldn't have known it was doing that behind the scenes, right? Because at one point I didn't, like, well, not that I didn't know, but like, it wasn't like the main focus of what I was trying to do. I just wanted to try and increase my damage output, and I noticed that I did get bigger numbers and I did that thing. Then you look up to it and like, oh, that's what I should be doing every time then. Ooh, another level up. Nah, let's take the red book. We got a build for the red book, so might as well min-max it a little bit. Do we have another cow? Do not have another cow. I could roll for the cow, and I don't get the chance to get the cat, which I'll get the cat anyway, so just roll. Did not hit it. Much disappointment. But yeah, I really did like Apply that to that again. I did quite like the way that that was implemented in that game, and that really kind of gave a lot of ideas to sort of like how I wanted to implement things also. Kind of mimicking the benefits and disadvantages of those things on repeat. Don't know why I wrote that. So yeah, like when I'm trying to think of like ways that I would like to improve systems, I kind of look to that and then look to other things and kind of merge them into one and go, this is how I would like it to work, and then just see, does that cause any game breaking bugs or balance issues or stuff like that as well. I'll level this up immediately just because it's really useful to do so. Ooh, there we go. Something funny to put down in the last hurrah. No, there's no point trying to go for that coffee combo. What I'd rather have is a cow or something if I can, just to get that extra bit of bonus out of this thing as well. Ooh, a mole. But yeah. Been thinking about it a lot recently. My brain has kind of flown away with it, to be honest. Probably a little bit too much as well, I will admit that. I will admit that. So I'm constantly just thinking on like, because I wanted to do it because like, you know, in my free time, I jump and change between all sorts of different stuff, and I've got an idea for like all sorts of different things, which I kind of, you know, jump in and out of depending on like what I think the impact will be. But I think I'll have the better opportunity into trying out or giving a go as such. And then just run with the idea and start then drafting up plans, being like, okay, is this applicable? Is this doable? Is this something I can actually use? You know, 9 times out of 10, nothing comes from it, but every so often I think it's nice to kind of pull this stuff up and just like have a go, why not? There we go, finally. Got the cow. You got lots of stats for that as well. I guess we'll just see how we do. Save the goal, no point going any further. This should win. Oh. Not quite. Not quite. I maybe should have set something up in the background. That's really annoying. Yeah. That is very annoying. So the cat isn't good enough. I'll have to have a look back at that and see what we can do, but yeah. Okay, I mean, this is me actually kind of like continuing on a bit after the fact. So I kind of did the other one and we had that run. We're back again, had a version update, but we're still going to continue. So yeah, I did the other one while I was still kind of like half asleep and trying to sleep but not sleep. So we're going to try this again and give it another go. Start with a cat token. We tried that, didn't really work out that well. My starting chest being replaced by a chest, interesting. Double chest isn't too bad as a start, get some gold in us. Econ is always a good way to win games. You do sacrifice the first level though, but it, you know, is what it is. We can start looking. I'm going to buy the coffee here rather than the cat, because I can get the cat more easily than the coffee. And this should win the round anyway. With just this setup. Cool. Just need a kitty cat. If we don't get the kitty cat, we at least get level 2 on that, so that buffs all that stuff. And then we'll think about what we need to fill the gap in with. At least that'll be the plan, right? We're going to try this again. Maybe go for the same sort of build, maybe go something a little bit different. It will depend on what we get, though, to be honest, more than anything else. The main thing is like, this should carry me for the early game, and then we've got some other slots to kind of fill out the late game, right? How many is it? 3 slots. Level that up. Yeah, I'll keep buying those, because, like, what else am I going to do, right? Probably shouldn't roll with, less, 5 coins, only roll with 6 or less, or 6 or more. Okay, we take a hit here. We'll take stats, just to make sure we try and survive. Ooh, an extra chest already. I'll take that. Level this guy up as well. We are on the money train. At least that's the plan. We'll try this again. I think it's a decent enough start, but like, what do I kind of want to fill the gaps is kind of like my question in my head, right? I think this is fine because I'm rolling enough where I think it's actually warranted. Get some dice towers in, maybe we get a clover, and then allow that just to buff random stuff, I guess. Like 2 clover towers in this could be interesting. Right? Yeah, I can't buy anything else there. Like, I think the setup's okay. I don't think it's terrible. Like, it did quite well last time, we just didn't have anything to finish off, and this is kind of like what I say when, I kind of say, like, stuff doesn't scale very well. It gets to a point where, like, after a certain threshold, you kind of need other stuff to get you over the last hurdle, right? Like, here, this is great as a setup, and I can get this level 5, and, like, these will be really big and do a lot of damage and stuff, but it doesn't actually kind of, like, fix the problem I'm having, right? Ooh. Another nice tower. Delightful. I think I'm good on the whole front. I'm going to save 5 coins, see what we can go for on the level up side. I'll take that, actually. We do get a princess. I think I will take the princess. Again, a cow would be nice as well, but if I take this princess, instantly level it up, this will then carry me for like the rest of the games when I start rolling for all this other stuff. At least in my head, right? I don't need removal things, so cat token is great. Put that on the kitty cat. And we're just gonna keep trying to raise the cat up, raise the thieves up, and try and get money. Ooh. Wish I can't you, my friend, but I cannot. Okay, this is kind of where I would like to have the horse down. But, no. We go coffee tower here. Because I want a clover tower in that space, really, to kind of just start passing buffs around things, because that will kind of like pay for itself in the long run. Put that down there. Going cats. More cats. Can't buy that. Let's get this, because we've got a lot of stuff I want to get that can be medium-sized in the rarity. That'd be good, but yeah. Ooh, more coffee. And can't buy anything else. So this gets double stats now from this one bonus. Plus it gets stuff itself, it gives me money, and yeah. I don't think we're in a great spot. I think we're in an okay spot. Right? That would be nice, but we don't really have the combo for it, so... technically we can get free money. That's another level up, so this is giving 55 damage to both of these. This is actually getting, you know, +9, +9. Okay, it's starting to carry by itself, and Dice Tower will keep ramping up as well as we're doing this, so that's the other thing that I'm kind of focusing on. The moment I get what I want, though, is going to be kind of hilarious. Ooh, in the chest. There we go. I can go in there. Kitty cat. What do we got at the moment with this chance? Uh, 3% chance on the dice roll. Not the greatest. Ooh. Guess I'll put that there. At the moment it triggers once, though, is life-changing. We shall say. It will be life-changing. There we go. Ooh, another chest. That's more money. That's a kitty cat. That is also a kitty cat. Max cat. You have a fat cat already. So, this is kind of why I wanted it, because now this will just start spreading stats around everywhere. Admittedly, it's not a lot, but if I had a horse, it'd be better. Plus, it's going to keep gaining... Ooh. I'll take a princess straight away. This will also mean, like, I will continuously start getting more and more clovers now, because the bonus chances increase with the effect of the clover also, so it kind of has a compounding effect. And then once this is max level, like, okay, it's plus, you know, 1 to 3 on both sides. But then once we go over to the next phase, I'll be able to have more clovers behind this level to buff everything up as well. I'll put another princess down, because it's actually kind of worth it. Nothing else here. Oh. Level 3 princess. Why not? At this point. If I get, like, the Stairway to Heaven thing, that's going to be hilarious. And... common being cheaper? No, we'll take the annoyance. Put it on the cat, I guess. Because, like, it is the biggest thing I've got. Buy more princesses? Might as well. I can't do anything else, so... Even making, like, the stats on this permanent would be nice. Okay. Thief can go there. We're pretty much... Oh, coffees are always useful. Not going to complain about those. I don't need more chest towers. Like, that's kind of like, eh. So I could go that route as well. We don't need any more thieves. We're good on those. Another dice tower. Could get another dice tower. No, we're going to max this one out first anyway. What's that? 7 point, yeah. So, like, and the more clovers I'm going to get, like, the more this is going to scale to the point where we just keep having more and more of them. So I just want to make sure that I can clover it up if we are able to. Putting one of these down actually is probably a good idea as well. Would like that, but I'm just rolling now to see if I can actually force that sort of like 10% chance pretty much to actually for it to appear. Just to get one more clover down, and then that will kind of like compound the rest of them as well. Take gold here for the exact same reason we're trying to roll. Pick up a coffee. Oh, I could have picked that up. That's not a coffee though. Do I take this dice tower? No, that's going to be full anyway. Like, there's no point rolling that. Another coffee tower. We'll take that then. That is really interesting. Admittedly, the lost up is getting all the stats from this as well, so if we get this level up also, we'll be in a good spot, although we just got hit. I am finding it really funny. I am not getting more clovers. Right? Or is that just me? Princess goes down. There we go, finally. What's that now? Yeah, like a 10% chance. So this should jump up when we list levels up again next turn, and hopefully we'll be in a good spot. I don't know. Yeah, so that's maxed out now. So at 15% chance. I should probably put that next to it, but I'm under the impression I might get a princess at some point. You know, trying to gamble a little bit. Maybe this is a build, maybe it's not a build. I do not know. Ooh, coffee. I can't buy coffee. I will say 15% chance is what, a 1 in 7? How many times did I roll? So with rolling on this, I'd expect to get 3 of them, right? Actually, no, build a tower is kind of useful. So I lose... so I'm just going to get like 2. There we go, that's my second one. You know what, let's put that there. So this is now, you know, pretty much a quarter, 1/4 of the time. Yeah, 1 to 12. The random bonuses are the annoying bit, right? Where it's not fixed. But can't really do much about that. Another level, cool. Yeah, 27. So basically coming up to a 1 in 3. Still 1 in 3. Raise this again. Did not hit that 1 in 3. But this princess pretty much is maxed out now. We can probably get rid of it and until it gets to this one. All I'm trying to do now is just kind of min-max all of these clover towers, right? The more I keep using clovers, the better off I'm going to be anyway. Oh, that's my own fault. That's a coffee tower level up. Like, that's now, did it 5 times multiplier for the stats in there, which this is getting 14. I guess it's not great. I guess coffee tower could go. Maybe put a horse in it. It would scale quicker. It would scale quicker. So there we go. That's now a high enough level. I've got a count in there, to be honest, but the issue is not much else can be done. Put that down. What am I at the moment? 50% chance. Coin flip. We're at the coin flip stage now. That's 3 coin flips in a row I lost. And what's worse, I got a better chance than the coin flip. Okay, we're losing that. That's a shame. It is a shame. I am really thinking about this one, because last time I think I got bailed out because of the, a hook token state. Been begging for this. Begging for this. A hook token. So nice to see it, finally. Yeah, removal and a freeze is actually pretty good. Well, the freeze is kind of what I'm going for here. Okay. I need something that's going to scale well. This will at least hold off for the early game-wise, right? I think I need to force a decent combo. Right? I think that's what it is. He says we're literally getting probably one of the best startups he probably could for it. Get a bee now and then just buy bees. Bees and cats. Go back to classics. Why not? Admittedly, I would like to start feeding this flower as soon as possible, but hey-ho. That's kind of broken. Yeah, it does give, I don't know why I'm rolling there, actually, but hey-ho. So that's already started scaling, just because I got one lucky roll. To get some honey. The snake tower might be something we have to get rid of, though. I don't mind leveling up that milk tower as well, though. Because it goes to obsidian. Oh, I rolled when I didn't need to. Oh, I could have froze it. Is freezing honey at this point that important? Probably. It probably is. One B, 2B, 3B, 4B. The poison's actually really helping. I think that's a really good start up for this. A little bit of a lucky start, I'm probably going to say. Like, I doubt this start is repeatable in the same way, right? The other bonus is I'm still gaining stats on this with the milk and the cat and stuff, so if you get a cat token, we get this level 3, put it on the flower, slightly gain stats as well that way, and then we're kind of having like the best of both worlds at that point, right? And to be honest, using the milk to go into level 4 would actually be a good idea to get it on the honey also. It's not a bad strat. Don't think the setup's consistent though, but this kind of acts as your early game and kind of a bit of a late game carry as well into some aspects, and yeah, you just try and do your best. The startup could be slightly different with this, you know, not having that tower. Would love to have that, so it's a freeze. Yeah, I guess we do get into the milk. Does this survive though? No. I think it's a good idea. Ooh, a ladder build. Nah, 2 freeze charges. Let's go. Now we can just roll like a nutter. Beam me up, Scotty. I think I shouldn't have enough honeys, and like getting a forge early would be the other option as well, so I'm rolling there, just the fact that if I do get one I can freeze it, and getting the stuff earlier but is better than not. He says drawing it straight away. Put that down. Roll once. How do we think of that? We're not gonna... You know, we're not freezing bees here. We're not freezing bees. But the flower by itself should still be good enough. Uh-huh. Probably should have I should have frozen bees. Who would have thought? Finally, bee. At least you're getting... You're affecting yourself in the way that you should do. Nice. So this is scaling already. We're getting there. It's not amazing, it's not perfect, it's just adequate, but... Give me stats here. Just trying to defend myself against the onslaught that will be happening sooner or later. Precisely. That is another bee. Like a bear would be nice as well. Like, so at least I can double dip in that, or even triple dip, depending on how things go. I want to put that there, but... one more roll first, see what we get. You change the flower over. Oh well. Bee it is. Let it be, let it be. There we go, finally. Annoying that got changed, but... Beggars can't be choosers. We need to get this up to level 2 somehow now. That way it will survive the dreaded nightmare. I don't really want to get more bees currently. I need to roll for like other stuff to support this, so... There are thoughts in my head of stuff that can support this. One is for better scaling, Other one is just for double dipping. Or even triple dipping. So this is probably about as good as I'm going to get with this sort of start. So I'm going to try and get the double chest tower dipped. Just not going to survive that. I think if we survived that, we would have stabilized. All towers are rare, random location. Let's try uncommon. This is a really bad idea. But I'm going to do it anyway. Because it's actually still a pretty good start, right? And you get punished for the early obsidian tower. Which is fine. Do the cat startup again. Should we do the cat startup? The cat startup requires more to kind of carry it later. I think we leave that and just go for something like this. There we go. We go for like 2 of these at the front. Because that also will buff this up also, like early. And if I get a chest, I get a chest. If not, then we don't worry about it. The double bees. So this is probably like the best start I'm going to get with this build to see if it'll actually carry me all the way through. Right. Just roll here. I could have put it down there to get double buffs, but I couldn't buy anything else. So I was like, do I really want to do that? Okay. Haven't got honey yet, but a bear is worthwhile. I will put this down for double buffs onto this guy. Just so this will scale a little bit more. And yeah, give me stats just to make sure that we survive. That is kind of good. Like when we get the first honey. Like, I'm going to be all in on the honey build here. Like, I know this is really potluck. I will admit that. Like, there's no way I can get away from that. Right? But at this point, it's kind of like, what else could I have done with this run? Like, I don't think that the stuff for the Divine Intervention run gives you the ability to be very flexible in what you can accomplish. I'll buff this one now. So you kind of really stuck with just like, oh, this is what you've got to do. Is just get really incredibly lucky because you can't kind of just like force the things go your way as such. Like, I've tried other builds with scaling, and then, like, I just don't have anything for late game, so I end up being stuck. That would have been nice. I guess getting another level in that would be okay-ish, maybe. See. Although it was a, oh, the temporary buff is 50% greater. That's just huge. It's huge. Because it just adds more onto it. Ah, we could do that and get the bee stacking. Good idea. That for just bonuses, freeze, and removal, and the bees later. Could be a good option. A good late game bee removal could be a good option. This saves this guy from the terrors of being removed from the game. Oh, we do get a money chest. Just getting +6/+6 per turn, right? Plus the other bonuses that it can get. I need to level the other ones up so they get a little bit more. Give me money. There you go. Use that instantly. Leveling up the forge, I don't think gives me enough long term for the money investment. Having the backup bear, though, is really useful. Like, as if... if the, stuff disappears... I'll freeze that. The bear will still survive, and it will still carry all of its bonus stats into the round, so... And then once this disappears, I can start double dipping into buffing that as much as possible. Again, there's no point me doing anything else, though we're ramping up quite nicely. Okay, this run should be a win. I wouldn't see why it wouldn't be, right? There we go. I was trying to get the honey. That's all I cared about. I probably don't need this anymore. I think we're kind of sorted on the setup. But I'll keep doing it. It's an extra, what? 3-4 in stats, so... And we'll try and save as much money as we can going forwards. Like, this just has compounding interest with, like, the more stats we put into it, the more this is going. We've got the hourglass as well. Like, this is, like, the dream run for this. Kind of lucky, in a way. Not denying that. I don't need to level other stuff up if this keeps happening. I can save money for the rerolls to trigger more of the honey. These just stats are going to work. Although I do need to get more flowers and more obsidian towers at some point. We'll put a bee down. We'll go to 10. So yeah, even the milk slot to the right. No, we'll just take the impenetrable token. There we go, that's exactly what I wanted. So I'm putting this on the bear, because the bear will survive everything. Right? I know I've got the bear locked in, as such. The bear can't leave me. We'll put this chest tower there, because I will gain gold from it. There we go, flower tower. Flower tower power. Can't roll anymore, so you don't get any more money. Again with the flower. Another bee. Flower. I would have liked to have that obsidian tower, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Shame. This is a 60% chance, so basically 50-50. I get it one more level, and then I think it'll be time to remove bees completely from the game. Money. Level that up, although we don't really need to anymore. Another bear. Nah, secondary bear would be kind of pointless. But maybe we can double dip on the bears for late game. Don't care about that. Can't reroll anymore. Get 3 more bears. Like, this will stay at level 2, and then we can, like, work with just these 2 things. This, at least, you know, exists. Hmm. Not a bad run, I will admit. I'm kind of liking this. You are next to a royal tower, so you are generating extra gold. I'm probably not going to get any more out of it anyway. Like, the main thing that I think is going to be an issue is the fact that, like, am I going to have enough stats to actually beat the final boss when it doubles its stats, right? Okay, cool. The moment that the bee shows up, we'll just disable that. A bee did not show up. I don't have a freeze for that. Disappointing. Shouldn't have rolled. I should have rolled to get rid of the bee from next round, but should have saved money. Like, the flower's doing well on its own already, so that's kind of good. Okay, so now we can remove the bee. To kind of force the issue now. Yeah. I think this is dying anyway, like there's not much I can do about it. But these should be able to survive enough to do enough damage. In theory, right? So we'll get these up to 2k each, and I think we're done. It's annoying to see, like, this tower disappear, but as they would say, beggars cannot be choosers. Ooh, flower. Last turn. It does mean on the last bit I can do a bit of double dipping with the bear. Oh, not really, because the bear will... Oh, no, it will be double dipping, but not in the way I want it to be, you know? Okay, so this is where we do this and get this to level 2. Because of the, bear. Honey. Flower. Because when it knocks it down, it still keeps all the rest of the stats, and then gets absorbed. Ooh, temporary stats. Yeah, why not? Give me more temporary stats at this point. So, we do this. And that. I'm going to put a princess here to help the bear scale. And then we're done. Get this bear to level 2, and like he's just going to solo the boss by the flower will solo the boss by itself. So, yeah, I don't need to do anything anymore. We're just done. Yeah. Like, literally all I need to do is just put 2 honeys down, and we're clear. Cannot complain. Ooh. And no point putting that princess down. Second honey, though. This is what I mean by, like, when this scaling is stupid. Guys, do you think we've won here? I'm not sure. Like, I'm really just not sure that I've won. Does someone double check that? Not bad. Not bad at all. Well, I mean, at least a win's a win, right? A bit of a longer one. After I've had my midnight escapade of me not being able to sleep as well. But yeah, happy we finally got that sorted. Happy we finally got that sorted. So, now, special game-wise, there's only the spiritual power one to do. And if you guys end up releasing another one before I finish this, I'm going to be really annoyed. Well, no, we should get this one done next, and I'll try and, bash that out. Again, if you do enjoy these videos, do leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.